Previously on the Great Ace Attorney. If we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, your books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all. Will that be true? My, it rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said? Absolutely. It absolutely could be right. I'm guessing it won't be because of how drawn out this is. Inspector Gregson, where is this your books establishment? Obviously we looked into that. Turns out that your books, it's just here on the next corner of Meerschaum Street going east. Okay. So it's not a slam dunk against this little theory. Hello, YouTube. I'm Unca Crunk. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney, and things are not going terribly well for us. The jury's about to weigh in on all of this.
Guilty!
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Yeah. It would appear the jury's leading is unanimous. To the insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably. Mr. Naruhodo. No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of these scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow. Those are the eyes of Corey not yet willing to give up and die. So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. Rights of the defense written into antiquated British law that should have been buried long ago. Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses. Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summation examination. All the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Also ready. All too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his uncas refusal to throw in his alley. Very well, then. I understood some of those words. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. For pity's sake, the little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he? If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim. A man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop and not with her. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful. Oh, really, dumb girl. Can we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing. Your books. Yes, nice shop, Dad. But bourbon books? No, not worth a visit. Oh, really? With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear. Being the stabbing occurred The only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes. Yeah, that's a problem. Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now. Why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody can see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense? Mr. Naruhodo, this is no time for grumbling. This is a perfect time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue... Yes, I know, I have to turn the tide. Must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least. Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward. You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination. Yes, my lord. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. Jury examination. The defense's rebuttal. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
Hold it!
Excuse me, but aren't you... Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself just 2 days ago. Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face, or the side of it anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you? That's right. After the gold rush down under, came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute. Sorry? Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and a young adder pegged as criminals. Well, you know, water under the bridge. There's all sort of rumors buzzing around. Police have been badgering me non-stop. If I could turn back the clock... Oh, anyway, I don't know about the Hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't. Thank goodness. All right, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history. Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now. Don't really care. If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been the victim.
Hold it!
Well, you're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him. Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, that funny little Nipponese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit. But let us not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman. Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes. But if that's a lie, as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible? Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Who's to say what goes through your funny little minds? I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. I do declare the man has already made the admission. He himself has stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple. Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit. Oh my, you are too kind, my lord. That went well for her. Man wasn't going around the houses on his way back from bookshop. Not winner.
Hold it!
But you can't deny there are other routes Mr. Natsume could have taken back from your books. Yeah. Like you drew on a map, you mean? What was it, Calabash Road or something? Precisely. Well, it seems to me, what counts is whether the little Japanese fella actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at the moment, there's no proof it shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well. And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went now, does he? Well, yes, that's annoyingly true. Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible. Well, yes. Why is all this true? So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went around home along Briar Road. It's supposed to be convincing you here. I have given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim like that he did it. I mean, if there's some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Roadway, it'd be different. I'll be happy to reconsider my position in that case. Honest, I would. A reason why Suzuki-san might have taken the longer way home. Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one. And as for you, you should not be on this jury. So the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
Hold it!
Whatever's the matter, young man? You're the wife of Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume his room. The master's wife? Where did you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand. She's keeping up that charade? Yeah, this is going to be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean. Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice. I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, does he? Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now. And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Oh, God, no. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this? Oh, my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort. What? Spending all his time in that dark and dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous mustache. The man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard of them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's foreign. He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more. Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She's said enough damning things already. Oh, I really don't care. Can we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Hold it!
Man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line, too. So's my family's. Well, actually, you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat. Neither do the wife and kids. I see. That must be very hard. Go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. After cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk, it is. So, You were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you? That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, yeah, it's just around the corner from where it all happened. An old bookshop it was. Oh, really? What? Another coincidence? That's right. Meerschaum Street it was. Meerschaum Street, hang on. Yeah, okay. He had to take Calabash. Woohoo, we got it. Meerschaum Street? On the map, Mr. Naruhodo, there are only 3 named streets. Yes, I just checked. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please. What's the point of that? Can we just get this business over with now? Please, sir, it's important. Yes, fine, I'll do it then. On the day it happened, I was digging up Meerschaum Street from dawn till dusk.
Hold it!
So, if I understand correctly, you're a day laborer and you were doing road maintenance that day. That's right. Like I said, you get a lot of burst gas and water pipes underground in the middle of winter. The only time of year fellows like me can actually make a few bob. And I'm missing out today. Don't yours get paid? And when you say from dawn till dusk, well, the work has to be completed within the day, see. No coaches or pedestrians can pass what's happening. I wonder if I could trouble you, sir, to mark on this street map the exact location of the works you are carrying out. I'll give it here then. Let me have a look. Right, let's see then. Okay. There are, Meerschaum Street. Yeah, it's just here like. There's a tidy dig, I can tell you. We had to get through all the drifts of snow that had frozen solid. And at what sort of time did you finish the work? Well, started in the morning. We can't have finished before con 6, I'd say. Snow started coming down, but it was long past dark for sure. That means the road work was still going on when Miss Green was attacked at around 5 o'clock. Road works on Meerschaum Street, huh? Woohoo! $100, yes, nice shop there. But bourbon bucks? Huh, no, not worth a visit.
Hold it!
Sorry? What did you say? Hold what? No. What I said was hold it. Hold what? Just, what I wanted to ask you was, did you visit your books often? I like the old books they have in there, yeah. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Really? And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question? I was picking out books in there all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about. Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked? Are you sure about the time? Yeah, no mistake there. I remember it well. Not about to forget that day in a hurry. Not after the dreadful time I had. What do you mean? Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and dunked my head. Oh my God, you're wearing a green coat. You're wearing a green coat. Oh my God. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippy. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up. Wait a minute, let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road. That's right. I live in Cornpap, see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books. Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant. Sorry? Extremely sick? No, I'm quite all right now. Thank you for asking, though. someone get this man an ear trumpet.
It sends a shiver down my spine to hear the members of the jury so convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt. But I can't help feeling that some of their opinions are rather subjective.
I agree. It's the irrelevance of what some of them are saying that sends a shiver down my spine. Still, at least some of their assertions don't actually incriminate Mr. Natsume of anything. That's something.
We must use that to our advantage, Mr. Naruhodo, cunningly.
Yes, you're right. Let's listen to the jurors again, carefully. And if any of their assertions are at odds, I'll pit them mercilessly against each other.
Yes, don't hold back. Pit them all against each other.
All right. First of all, I need to press on this new information. All right.
I slept over that evening myself on Calabash Road. Knocked myself clean out, you know.
Hold it!
And that was at around 5 o'clock, you say, the same time as the victim was attacked.
I don't know anything about the girl who was stabbed. My dinner's on the table at the same time every day.
And for the record, could you please identify the precise location of your fall?
Oh, goodness. This is eons ago now. Not sure I can remember.
It was 3 days ago. Try dredging your memory, please.
Well, let me see. This is especially slippery around about... Oh, yeah, I remember now. It was just on the corner here.
Okay. What happened to you then? Were you all right?
Well, you don't get too many people down Calabash Road, you see. So there was no one around when I fell. No one around when I knocked myself out. No one around when I came to again. And no one around when I sneezed. So, picked myself up, went back to my nice, warm house where my grandchildren were waiting for me.
A sad and lonely picture you paint, sir. You were fortunate not to have frozen to death.
Yes, how lucky that he wasn't more seriously injured.
True. Sounds like it was very nearly another hospital admission, or worse. Yes, one more thing. Were you wearing that same green overcoat on the day in question?
Absolutely. It's the only coat I have. It took until this morning to dry out properly. Good job, too. I'd have had nothing to wear here. So count your blessings, I say.
I suppose we should. This gentleman certainly had a close shave there. Oh my god, now we have to go through this again. No. Alright, so 2 and 6 pit against each other. Yeah, right, there's no presenting in this, so pit her against him.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning.
A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel?
Well,
Juror number 2, juror number 6.
why, whatever do you mean, sir? What now? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. Not like I was loud or anything. There is at least one fact of which we can be sure here. Bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we are all well aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
My, whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard Juror 6 account of what happened to him that day. The same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
My goodness, you mean? That's right. I'm referring, of course, to the hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat, whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes, was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today?
That is entirely possible, yes.
Where is that again, ladies?
After all, that old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. Bro, look at her.
Oh my goodness me. Huh? Sorry? You need a pee? Well, ask that Bobby over there to lend you his stomach. My good sir, I am not pregnant.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
and crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person who Mr. Natsumi saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my.
You idiot old man, if you hadn't been so daft as we roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago.
And really, what were you thinking wearing such a befuddling coat?
What did you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets of the station? Is it a crime to slip over on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it? But not a real green coat, that'd be cruel.
My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leaning, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Thank you. And I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind? Is it? Well...
Thank you very much.
Two down, two to go.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. It strengthened our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume, we might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal.
And you're not allowed to say anything during my examination summation or whatever it's called.
Quick, go, counsel, and on with the summation examination, please.
Yeah, that.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. Or it could have been that old man in the green that the defendant saw. I have to call not guilty. It's only right.
All right, you. I'm going to pit you against the day laborer.
Objection!
Those two statements are clearly at odds with one another.
Explain.
Please don't point. It wasn't me, I swear.
What? I just want to get that done and dusted. Well, juror number 3.
Oh, Misa? What do you mean?
Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's being said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited this bookshop to purchase a number of secondhand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Meerschaum Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Meerschaum Street and down Briar Road. Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir?
Well, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards or more of the payment. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way.
So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings. Yes, I suppose he must have.
I suppose that must be right, eh?
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone round the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now that he had no choice. Yes! My lord, Mr. Judge, sir, if I may.
Yes.
I don't think in all good conscience I can say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Yay! Well, what about you, sir?
What, me? Oh. All right, then. As a whole, in prosecution's argument, it should be filled in. That's what I'd say.
Ha! Woo! We did it. That was much easier than the previous one.
Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus among the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Ah. Drinking on the job.
Would it seem churlish of me to drink from my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Lord Van Zeeks?
It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
Which one?
I mistakenly credited these jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful.
That was just flattery and you know it.
Yet we have just witnessed them falling apart for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Eh?
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road, as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right. Took me the whole day and paid me a measly 2pence for it.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me.
Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents?
That's about the height of you. Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. 2 yards is a little less than 2 meters. Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all.
In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate vigor. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
Who the hell's going to vault over anything on an icy road?
But I can't say wrong, no.
What?
Indeed, you perchance elect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your words. But I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time.
No coaches would have had to overpass an inmate, and we just turn in the gentlefolk back when they're gone. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
It's not true, is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his belongings, Mr. Natsume walked down Briar Road. Crushed in a single sentence. I want to see those book plates. Who did Herlock actually talk to? And old man.
Good man, you can talk.
You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at the time?
I can't say as I remember.
You don't remember? Oh, but a wager, my learned friend. You say it was this old man that the accused saw. But I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it. I'll take that bet. Susanna, how much we got?
About 3 pounds.
I believe in it. Put it all on Natsume. 3 pounds on grain. Because he's wearing a green coat. Order! Lord Van Zix, explain yourself. My lord, if you had such trenchant arguments up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has its limits, and they have been reached, I feel. The what? Oh, the cape come off. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
What are you talking about?
My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand. Ordered. Bailiff, bring forth the witnesses.
The next witnesses? Mr. Naruhodo, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident. Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less. I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
All right. No matter who Van Zix brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say, I believe in Saseki-san. I know he's innocent. I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over.
Huh? Okay.
Witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court.
Constable rolling bags, sir. Wander up on the street, sir. And I'm Mrs. Pete. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm this young town hero's wife.
What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've not been married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Newlyweds.
What does that mean?
Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, sorry.
What? Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually.
Indeed, apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know. They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are running true. And they're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all. I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet, I'd have collapsed long ago.
But it goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. For the London Bobby is a man of honor.
And a man of slumber.
On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Beat?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Rolly?
Constable Raleigh makes signs out of the report on the street, sir.
What a great witness he's going to be.
Very good. I'd like to hear your formal testimonies now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir. Witness testimony. All the witnesses saw. It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man on the dock. Rolly and I both saw him clear as day.
Really? Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
Oh dear, this policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed.
It's death knell, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place. What an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary, too.
Oh, I know, but I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. Gosh, the life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You want to bet? You may well have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath that it was without doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. And one of these witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Except that man's so tired his wife has to do all the talking.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. Cross-examination, start. It was our wedding anniversary and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work.
Hold it!
No time to change after work, you say?
Are you also a member of the police, Ms. Beat?
Oh, no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in this uniform. It suits you down to the ground, doesn't it, darling? What? I just finished my beat. No, I hadn't back to the station. I was actually planning on getting strange hair.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
Oh, no, Rolly. I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't recognize you when I see you in plain clothes. Oh, dear, that doesn't seem healthy.
Kindly adhere to the point. You're going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir. Yes. Although I was fit to drop, to be honest. After spending a whole day on my feet. But police is my life, sir. As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I'll serve my city and my queen to the end.
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir. Proof I'm a London copper. There's the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir, and for such a noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to feel, to hear. The plodding of my boots is all Londoners need to hear to feel safe and secure.
So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then?
Well, sir, just on that particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Miss Beat puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh, pet. Oh, really? Oh, what a charming couple. A young love is such a joy to behold.
If a little over the top, perhaps? And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us.
Hold it!
Two silhouettes?
That's right. They were coming toward us, walking up Briar Road in the opposite direction. There's a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man. That does sound exactly like the victim as pictured in this print, and like Mr. Natsume.
Or, Mr. Garadeb. Yes, unfortunately it does. And you're certain that at the time there was nobody else nearby?
Oh, yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are street lights on Briar Road, you see. There's nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
Or the, dandyish fop in the, theater costume. Could have been him, too.
Darling! What? Yeah, that's right. Of course, there's a light falling on the ground. The Briar Road is dead straight. And you can see a fairly long way down the pavement. And then there's the street lighting as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians.
Before sleep takes a firm hold, your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you've just said?
Yes, sir. As the copper spends all day, every day, keeping watch on the streets, I swear to it, sir. Yes, I'm sure. My love for Patricia is true. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly.
They're still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. Starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, it didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene all too convincingly. Doctor, I believe we have a reasonably clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor. Then the other scattered something before running off.
Hold it!
Scattered something? What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But then when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling? Darling! Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. Some more books.
I see. Old books.
Yes, sir. Go back, drop the number of them all around where the victim lay on pavement.
Indeed. As clearly pictured in this photographic print.
That rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
Hold it!
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
But we saw him. He was the man in the dock without question, sir. Mustache, the hunchback, head-like eyes, taut mouth, snub nose, everything.
Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right, he looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes, and then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
Through his books. I see. This is stuff that it seems as though they're telling the truth here. May I remind the court that this unambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please continue.
Yes, sir. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at a nearby police box.
Hold it!
Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I went. May not be a police officer myself, but I am the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling? Darling. Hey, boy. Yeah, that's right. I asked Miss B to go. I was off duty by that point. Well, Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene.
Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I said Patricia, see. Told her to see where I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Well, it depends on crime's location, you see, as to who deals with it. Well, the one was that wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under, so she could, report it. I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from the Bobby on duty. There's nothing more potent than a young couple in love working together, you know.
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens.
Oh, please, you're making us blush. Isn't he, darling? Darling! Yes, sir! What Patricia says, sir.
Let's move on, shall we?
It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him as clear as day.
Hold it!
But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps. Ah! But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you?
Well, you absolutely could. Us Londoners have exceptional eyesight. I'll have you know.
Right.
The light from the street lamps was more than enough. My husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Yes, and what of the fog? We're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is. When it's thick, you can't even see the hand at the end of your own arm.
Yes, all right, I take your point now. Could you please stop shaking your husband about?
Constant fog makes our eyes very sharp, you see. That's why we can tell you for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling? Darling! That was no mistake. Mustache, orange back, head-like eyes, tall mouth, no. I'm unshakable, sir.
As far as this couple's testimony is concerned, there can't be any question. It was Suzeki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. So that's it, is it? Their entire testimony? What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Pete saw what they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony. Oh, no. Well, then what do we do? If Kazuma-sama were here...
What are you trying to say?
I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
What do you mean, somewhere else?
Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Calling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Yeah, right.
Put simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in those statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early and unfavorable conclusion.
Why do you always seem to be so up against it?
Good. Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something?
Yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right? Is it? Well, with it.
What?
No, it's really not that at all. My husband's a policeman, remember? And I know what I saw. I remember every last detail. Everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books the man dropped?
Okay, this might help.
I could tell you the names of every single one every single one. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is.
That will do, Mr. Pete.
No, I won't do it all. That Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. Even if I decide to forgive him for insulting us, I don't think for a minute that Rolly will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fist down. Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Pete. Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That would settle things nicely. Wouldn't it, darling?
Yes, please give me the names of the books that contradict the names of the books on the receipt?
Hold it!
Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say. Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After I'd been to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look over the area for good measure. I'm a proud policeman's wife, after all. I did it for Rolly.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest. He works ever so hard, you know, ever so hard. Don't you, my darling?
Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime. Well, Mr. Sweet, seeing as you've regaled the court with your tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now, are y'all listening? There was the picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's it, Yearnings. And then there was a meal for someone, and the last one was definitely the thin gummy something. You see?
Wait, that's 4 books. Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh, well, they were all along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with titles along those lines, as you put it.
Well, what did I tell you? So I think it's very mean the way you've been implying that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling?
Anyone who upsets my petition will have me to answer to. Terrifying. Yes, she really is. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony? All right, hang on a sec. Oh. Damn it! Ugh. Okay, so she saw 4 books. Where did the 4th book come from?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony... Oh. All right, that's the same as last time. Wait a minute, where's the photo? What happened to the photo? Oh, there it is. I see 3 books, not 4. Okay. All right, let's go again. Okay. 4 books. She even said 4 books. All right.
Objection!
So you're saying that there were 4 books?
That's right. I remember all of them. The picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it, Yearnings, a meal for someone, and the thin gummy something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat, but there is a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no, what? What flaw?
Simply that at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see, there are only 3 books.
But no, that can't be. I saw him. Oh, I know what it is. You can't fool me.
Sorry?
It's that big old lump of a dead body. Lady's so large, her corpse is blocking the view of the 4th book, that's all.
Okay, let's at least try to remember that the poor woman isn't dead, even if we're insulting her size. No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But Mr. Natsume could not possibly have dropped the 4 books you describe.
What?
Fascinating. And from your assured tone, something you can readily substantiate with evidence, I presume?
Yeah, the receipt.
Evidence. Yeah, receipt. Also, you will present evidence to substantiate your claim or withdraw it. What proof do you have that the accused did not drop the 4 books?
Take that!
The evidence is right here, in the form of this bookshop receipt. From your books? Yes, this receipt details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But, as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
No.
Therefore, Mr. Natsume would have only dropped 3 books at the scene of the crime. Which means that your powers of observation, madam, cannot be relied upon. So it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Oh, no. No!
Objection!
Yes, I know there's still 3 books that kind of match the titles. It's plainly evident that it is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied upon, my learned Nipponese friend.
What?
What cannot be denied is that these 2 witnesses saw the accused running away from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving. So you've striven to avert attention from that by dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair? Sees right through me. But your plan has somewhat recoiled against you. What are you talking about? It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast. To the policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect.
Oh.
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Broadway Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
Objection!
But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books. Right. Only 3 can be seen in that print. That print? You mean to say... Allow me to present another. One that shows the victim's hand. And that's her book. Oh, the Lion's Pride? And it's burned? I don't believe it.
It's the 4th book.
As you will observe. The 4th book was hidden from view in the original print by the victim's torso.
No.
Order!
There, you see? Yeah, look at that, look.
Yes.
It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir.
Patricia's all right, always right, sir.
Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat, the titles once again, if you please.
Oh, yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or another.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
What's its yearnings?
Canterbury yearnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for Gabriel, in fact. And the court has just heard. The witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional.
Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless.
But there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly, the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print. I'm sorry, Constable, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
The victim was holding her own book? I wonder, what became of that 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence.
That's a different book.
You will submit that and the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel. My pleasure, my lord.
That's different. Different book.
Right, how do I do this? The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add.
Oh, good, because I got something.
What? You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. The spurious longer route to the accused's lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we said is true. Isn't that right, my darling? Yeah, that's Pat. Marry me, Pat.
So, perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already?
Hold on a minute.
You have heard all the witnesses and seen all the evidence. This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but
If I back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse.
think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now? Raise some objection!
Objection!
I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend, it's over. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but can't think of what to say. Help. If I may, Lord Van Seeks, it seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. for a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this.
You just gonna take that? For now. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Mr. Naruhodo.
One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance. So, the court will hear you, madam.
Go ahead, Mr. Zato, please.
Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think?
Absolutely.
It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand. And thank you, Miss Suzato. This is it. Suzato-san has managed to win us one last chance here.
Can't let it go to waste.
The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into the case and has hitherto been unlooked.
All right, this is unburned. Guess I need to look at it. Oh. Oh. God damn it. It is burned. Ah. Well, look at this. The book has been barely burnt. All right, so it is Garadeb's book. But how do I figure that out? You're right, and you'd never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages. What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently. A book. Recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? Okay. Updated. Now.
Take that!
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
Objection!
We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know.
No.
Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yes, my lord. It's, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence. Which means you may very well be on the right track. Yes, I think it might be right.
So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case, which this fourth book conceals?
Okay.
Oh, damn it. Didn't mean to hit the wrong button. Again. And I can't speed through this any faster. Ah. Oh my God. I know.
Got it!
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. A back? What do you... Good gracious. It's being burnt to a crisp. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing.
Objection!
Oh my God. The maid is Mary. The maid is Mary. The maid isn't Joan Garrideb. The maid is Mary. Joan Garrideb is in the hospital right now with a knife in her back. Well, knife wound. Unnatural, you see. And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Oh. Why, to concede the point, it bears no relation to the case. There is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day, pray to enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? Charred book? There is just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. All right, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage to this sorry tome has suffered? Ascertain from the fire damage. Its owner. My lord, the burn on this back, on the back of this book reveals a startling truth about the book's owner. I beg your pardon. But we already know who this book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hands and she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously us. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how can you possibly? Very well. I'll play along with these futile attempts to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Also, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book? John Garrideb.
Take that!
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who own the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb, the landlords. And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garrideb herself. Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garrideb's wife. I'm his maid. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. All right then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garrideb's house? I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you see. You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence.
The book is evidence, you twit. Your actions are unforgivable.
Objection!
This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor and of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house. Good Lord! What sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. I'm afraid to say it was. Happened in a blink of an eye, you know. Whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. Bally furlings just started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite. Book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride. By Jove, that's the very same title of the subject of this debate. Oh, dear me.
Objection!
This is reasonable. All you've told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrideb was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrideb even amid the flames. Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so hard to the one you love. Can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not, sir. My friend Tricia would never raise a finger against me, sir.
Okay, maybe the victim is Mary and not, Joan, but anyway.
And all my favorite old novels in that case. As soon as fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke.
But it is interesting that the face of his bride is obscured in the painting. Smashed, even.
And what started hurling things at me? There I was, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books coming 10 to the dozen. The man had his back up against the window. 100-odd burning books thrown at him. Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
No.
No, a thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incident. And there is no report of the Garrideb's window pane being broken.
That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garrideb household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and...
Not even remotely. Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it.
However, the bookshelf right next to the window was on fire!
No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you honestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrideb's wife?
No. What? No, wait. Really? I believe it's a possibility, my lord. That doesn't help us at all, though. All right, who's up with that's quite enough?
That's quite enough. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. Coward.
Really?
Claiming that our little tip set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name.
No, I assure you that was never my intention.
Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable. Right.
Here we go.
How long we sat here now listening to this Nepalese spouting this fanciful and this? But think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly stab the victim is that little hunchback with a mustache. And he ran away from the scene, too.
I do declare you're right. That's true.
Yes. What did I tell you? What's this to me? Huh? Sorry? What's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zieks?
A bunch of...
In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait! The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... Oh, there's the foot. If books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time.
What, no forgive the discourtesy this time?
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Ah, damn it.
Guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Well, now the hell what?
Guilty.
Thank you for that unambiguous response.
That's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up. No, wait. Oh, Mr. Zato? Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting. Of course, the defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord, the defense has to exercise its right to a summation examination. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve?
I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. There's no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. To be continued in the next episode to the actual. Oh my God. Okay, so I really thought I cracked it there. Mary and John were actually having an affair, or maybe Olive and James, but using fake names to keep it on the down low. Then Mary kills Joan, then takes her place as the maid. I mean, photo IDs weren't a thing back then, let alone a fingerprint database. Obviously, part of my reasoning depends on the Garradebs recounting events being partially fabricated and the fight, and therefore the fire, happening at a different time than claimed. Can you tell I watched a lot of soap operas in the 80s? My mother liked ABC, but my grandmother watched CBS, so of course I really didn't like staying at my grandmother. But anyway, that's not the point. But the problem is, Ryunosuke really seems to think that book went flying through that window. Like I said, opening the window while a bookcase next to it was on fire obviates the bitter cold argument, even though increasing the airflow into a room with an uncontrolled fire is a terrible idea. Secondly, the names of the other three books matching Natsume's receipt really does seem to place him at the scene of the crime. Thirdly, Trisha Beats' testimony seems solid unless she's lying too. Which means the most reasonable assumption, the most reasonable, is that in addition to all the books she threw at him, one of which the victim caught for some damn reason, Bill Stick may well have thrown a friggin' knife at him, which ended up in the victim's back instead. It's completely ridiculous, and I hope that's not what happened, but may I remind you of the case at the circus, which hinged on a cape falling off of a dead man and onto the falling statue that killed him. This scenario is, by God's, ironclad by comparison. Anywho, up here's a playlist of my Persona 5 Royal playthrough, and down here's the video that YouTube recommends. And of course, a very special thank you to all of my supporters on YouTube and Patreon. The support is very much appreciated. Now, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!